Okay, so now I'm going to show you this and break this down. But just a reminder again, if you really want more information and study about this, you get my book, The Falling Away, and I explain this all in chapter 25, the resurrection of Pope Francis. But again, let's look at this is so significant. This pattern of after the eighth, then the end comes, as I explain in my book. Now, when we go to the genealogy of Jesus Christ in scriptures, we see that from Adam to Noah, we're going to look at these individuals. So we have Adam, who's the son, Adam, the son of God, who was created by God in the Garden of Eden, who begat Seth, Enosh, Canaan, Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch, and Methuselah, and then Lamech, and then Noah. And remember, Enoch was the one who's the first person raptured. So when you're looking at this and you count to the eighth individual, you get to Methuselah. Methuselah being the eighth. So when you look at the name or definition of what Methuselah means it translates to when he dies, it will be sent. So in other words, when Methuselah dies, he will be the one in which the flood waters would come. After he dies, it will be sent. And it's not by coincidence because we see from Adam 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Methuselah is the eighth. So again, this pattern of when the eighth dies, the end comes, just as in the case with Pope Francis. And that's why, again, this parallel that I've been trying to explain for 12 years is now seem to be crystallizing as Pope Francis is called the eighth. And I explain this in this chapter. You can see the comparison between he's the eighth in life when he was elected, the eighth in death when he's buried. 2 times we see him as the eighth, dies at the age 88. Then we see it again when it comes to Noah being the eighth, and when he goes into the Noah's ark and the flood waters come. Then we see the genealogy of Jesus Christ, and then we see that Methuselah, who is also the eighth, from Adam, and Methuselah translates to after he dies, it will be sent, which goes right back to what I've been trying to tell everybody is Pope Francis is also the eighth, and that which when he dies, the end will come. It will be sent. And that in which we're actually waiting for his resurrection. And that's what we're anticipating is the resurrection of Pope Francis. But the parallel seems to be so dramatically beyond coincidence, it's hard to ignore. And that's why I'm trying to bring this to your attention to see how Methuselah's name was, when he dies, it will be sent. Just like how Pope Francis is also the eighth, and he has died, and then now he has to resurrect to fulfill that prophecy, Revelation 17, verse 8, which is, let me show you again, make sure I give it to you the right way. There he goes. Revelation 17, verse 8, where we see Pope Francis has to be the one who will resurrect. After Pope Francis resurrects, he will fulfill that prophecy of being the eighth. And that's why, guys, I keep trying to stress that this is beyond coincidence to see how Pope Francis, we're anticipating his resurrection, because in the scripture, he's called the eighth, and how that also just tends to parallel the prophecy that we just mentioned, that we just talked about. Methuselah was the eighth, and which his name translates to when he dies, it will be sent, which correlates to, again, Pope Francis, where we see he needs to die, where we see Pope Francis needs to die in order for it to be sent, right? So we're seeing this comparison between the two, where Methuselah name is when he dies, it will be sent, and how that correlates to Pope Francis, where we know that he has died, in which we're waiting for him and it to be sent, which is the end times. He would trigger the end times. And again, this is all going back to, what I'm trying really hard to get people to understand is anticipate his resurrection. Because as I explained before, the title that he has, which is the one who was and is not, will ascend out of the bottomless pit. That title is the same title Jesus has over and over and over and over and over again in the book of Revelation. The one who was and is to come, which means the one who resurrected. So let me know what you guys think. I'm trying to bring everyone up to speed on where we are, because I think things are moving really fast and I want us to watch.